Imagine you are a detective and you have a set of data. And from that set of data, you try to uncover the story which is written or which is there behind in the data. How will you do that? Because data is very scattered. So you can do that using a DAX function in Power BI. Hi, this is Krupali from KnowHow Academy. So let's start with me. You might be thinking about what is DAX and how to use it. So let me tell you how you can use that in Power BI. But before that, let me tell you what we are going to learn in this video. In this video, you will learn about what is DAX function, why you need to use DAX function, and how to write a DAX function in Power BI. So everything about DAX function you will get from this video. So let me tell you, whether you are a seasonal analyst or you are completely new to the field of data analysis, you will get an idea of what is DAX function by seeing this video. So let me tell you why there is a need of DAX function. So you can see on screen that there are sets of data available. Let me show you the mobile data. Now from this raw data, or you can say the data which is provided by the customer, you need to get insights from the data. Basically, you will say that to get insights from data, we will use a visual representation. But when we draw a chart, we need to give some x-axis, y-axis information in that. Sometimes whatever information we need from the data, it is not directly available. So at that time we need to process the data and we will get some information based on that, and that information we will put in the charts and then we will get inside that. So from the raw data, we want to process the data and we want to get insights from the data. At that time, DAX function comes to the picture. Now before going ahead about what is DAX, how to use it in Power BI, let me tell you how DAX function will look like. So here, let me go to the Power BI, and here, let me see the mobile data, and let me show you one of the DAX function which I have written. Okay, so, okay. Now, whenever you see anything or whenever you read anything about DAX function, a DAX function will look like that. So what is the meaning of that? And let's understand how to do that. So here, there is a name of a DAX function. Then inside a DAX function, I have written my table name, and sometime you need to write the column name. So let me tell you basically this DAX function what is doing. This DAX function find the total, or you can say the total sum of purchase price, and whatever data it is given, it is assigned into that thing. So we can say that our DAX function name is sum we are using, and what is the output that function, that sum DAX function is returning, it is stored in that. So whenever you are reading anything about DAX function, you will see that a name of a DAX function, then parenthesis, then table name, and sometimes column name is also there. Okay, so this way you need to interpret the DAX. So let me tell you first what are the different types of categories of a DAX function. DAX function has three categories. First, measure. Second, calculated column, and the third one is calculated table. Let me show you the data. Now see, this is the data. And what is the meaning of measure? Measure means I have a purchase price column. Now I have a list of 50 customers information is there, and I sell mobile phone to that particular that 50 customer. So what total income I get? So I want to add this all digits or all the price, and whatever the data I will get, that one amount I will get. So using what function we will get that amount, that is called measure. So measure will give, or measure will return only one output. I hope you get it. The second type of DAX function is calculated column. Now, what is the meaning of calculated column? Now, calculated column, let's see here the purchase date. Now, from the purchase date, I want to figure it out only the month name. For each and every row, I will get particular month. So let's say from Tuesday, July 18, 2023, I get July, November, February, then May, October, and this much information I will give. So for each and every row, a separate output is generated. So that is called calculated column, and doing a calculated column, some of the DAX functions are there. And the third type of DAX function is calculated table. Now, what is the meaning of that? So let me show you. See, I have this data. Okay. Now, what I want to know? I want to know what are the different payment method, and using that different payment method, how much amount I received. So what you will do? Let me show you first. So basically, you will get the output in a form of table, or you want to generate a new table based on some of the table. So whenever your DAX function is giving output in a form of table, that is row and column, so that type of DAX function is called table, or you can say calculated table DAX function. So these are the three main category of DAX function. Why there is a need of using a DAX function in Power BI? There are two main reasons for that. The first reason is reusability. Now, what is the meaning of reusability? Once we write a formula and we get an output in particular thing, we will reuse that formula again and again when it's required. So there is a first need of using a DAX function. The second reason for using a DAX function is sometimes very complex calculations are there. That complex calculation you cannot get directly from the data. So to do that type of complex calculation, you need to write a DAX function, and then that DAX function you will use it into your Power BI visual. So I hope you get an idea of why there is a need of using DAX function. Now, the next thing is that types of DAX function. So let me tell you what are the types of DAX function. The types of DAX functions are here. Aggregate DAX function. So what is the meaning of aggregate DAX function? Aggregate DAX function will process some raw data. Raw data means it will process on number of row, and it will generate one value as an output. That is called aggregation function. So count, sum, these are the example of aggregate DAX function. The next DAX function is date and time DAX function. So basically from date and time information, if you want to extract sometime day, sometime month, sometime year, you want to add 2 date and get another date, you want to add 2 years. So for this type of information, you need to use a date and time intelligence function. So here are some example of date and time intelligence function. The third one is logical DAX function. So what is the meaning of logical DAX function? When you want to determine true or false, or when based on some condition you want to determine your output, so at that time you need to use a logical DAX function. So let's say if the cell value is greater than 100, we will say too high cell, and if the cell value is less than 100, we want to display low cell. So at that time we need to identify, or we need to decide based on some condition. So at that time you need to use logical DAX function. So here are the example of logical DAX function. The next type of DAX function is math and statistic or financial DAX function. So sometimes you want to do some mathematical calculation, or you want to do some statistical summary from the data, and sometimes some financial calculation also you want to do. So at that time, you need to use that math, statistical or financial DAX function. So let's say if you want to find a power of something, you want to find the square root, you want to find interest, you want to find the cos and sine value. So at that time, you can use the maths and statistic DAX function. So here are the example of maths and statistic DAX function. The next type of DAX function is information DAX function. So let's say if you want to find out whether that any column or whether that any row contain blank value, is there any error in the data? So let's say is empty, is blank, null. These are called information DAX function. So here are the example of information DAX function. The next DAX function is about relationship DAX function. So let's say you want to activate a relationship between a two table, although multiple relationships are there between two tables. So at that time, relation DAX function is used. So here are the example of some relation DAX function. The next DAX function is table value DAX function. So let me tell you using the scenario. You have a set of data like that, and from data you want to generate a new table which will summarize this information. So at that time you can use table value DAX function. Here are the examples of table value DAX function. The next type of function is text function. So what is the meaning of text function? So let's say you have a user full name here. From that full name, you want to identify what is the first name, what is the middle name, and what is the last name of the user. So basically, you want to segregate the information from one information. So at that time, you can use a text DAX function. Sometimes you want to combine some information and generate one new information. So let's say based on user first name and last name, you want to generate a full name. So at that time, you can use text DAX function. So here are the example of different text DAX function. So I hope you get an idea about different types of DAX function available in Power BI. Now you may have a question that when to use which DAX function. So to get the answer of this question, first of all, you need to understand the requirement. So let's say from the given data, you want to find out the total cell we did. So first of all, I need to understand what is the meaning of total cell. So total cell, basically I want to get one number which will describe the total amount of money. So then you need to identify what this type of thing. So this is an aggregate value I need to do. So from the aggregation type of DAX function, I need to select the sum. First of all, you need to understand the requirement, and based on that requirement, you need to select a proper DAX function. Sometimes, based on some requirement, you need to select a multiple DAX function and then you combine it into one formula. So that is also possible. Now, the next question is where in Power BI you can find, or where in Power BI you can write DAX function. So you need to go to the modeling, and here you will find out new measure, new column and new table. So here by clicking on here also you can write a DAX function. Or the second way is that right click on any table and select measure if you want to generate a measure. Then if you want to generate a new calculated column, so you need to click on new column also. And one new feature in Power BI that is available for new quick measure. So basically new quick measure is a set of measure which is already given to you and you need to use it only. So let's say average max per category if you want to find out. So select that, then you need to add the data. So which column you want to add it, and then you need to add something, and automatically it will generate a formula for that. But it is not for all the type of requirement. For the common requirement like finding maximum value, finding minimum value, finding average value, so you can design a quick measure. So quick measure is kind of that you will get rid of writing a formula. but you just need to drag the requirement data and it will generate formula automatically. So that is the meaning of quick measure. So let me say, if I want to find out the total cell using a sum DAX function, so how can I do that? So to do that, I'm clicking on new measure. Okay, once you click on new measure, let's say whatever data you are selected here, under that a new measure will be created. Now here you will get a small window kind of thing. You can expand it by clicking out here. So you will get a space for writing and you can just shrink it by clicking it. So first of all, you need to give a name of the measure. So let's say I want to find a total cell or total income. So I am giving a measure name, that is total income. Then you need to write equal to sign. And after that, you need to write a name of a DAX function. Every DAX function, or for every requirement, a DAX function should write with the name of the DAX function. So I know that I need to use a sum DAX function. So when you start writing your formula, here a small window will give you a suggestion like that. Let's say if I write S, so whatever DAX function is there, you will able to see that. And here you will able to see the fx. So fx is the indication that it is a DAX function. Okay, so let's say here I am writing sum. So here click on that. Remember, whenever you are writing a DAX function, make sure that it should be in a capital letter. Okay, then you need to write from which table I want to find out the total income. So I want to find out total income from the mobile phone column. So when you write MO, you will get a suggestion like this. So here that symbol indication that this is the table. Okay, so mobile phone. Then inside that you need to write a column name. So column name always you need to write it in a square bracket. So square bracket, and then I will select the purchase price column and then complete a round bracket. And here commit means you need to check it whether your DAX function you have written it correct or not. So it will be saved. If it is not written correctly, it will generate an error. So let's say if I click on right or correct sign, it will be executed. You can see that total income is here. Now let's say you made some mistake. How Power BI will answer, or how Power BI will tell you. Let's say I forget to write a bracket, and when I execute it, it will generate an error. So what that error is saying, that the following syntax occurred during the parsing invalid token line 1. So it is saying that you forget to write something. Okay, and I can get an idea that I forget to write a square bracket, and then if I execute it again, error will go. So that small yellow color line is indicating that you made some mistake while writing a DAX function. Now you may have a question, how can you identify what is measure, what is calculated column, and what is calculated table? So let me tell you. Let's say if you expand the data, and here you will get, here there is a mixture of some column, some calculated column and everything. So how can you do that? So now see, whenever some nothing sign is there before the column name, it is indicating that it is an inbuilt column of the table. But here are you able to see this? So this sign is indicating that this is the measure. Okay. And this sign is indicating this is a column, but it contains numeric data type. So this way, this is the symbol of that you calculated a measure. Now let's say if you add a new column using a DAX function, how can you identify? So let me just right click on mobile data and add new column. And let's say here I am adding a new column called test, and I am concatenate hello and sample and complete the bracket and execute it. So here if you see that the new column is added, the name of the column is test and it contains the simple data. And if you see in the data section, you will get this sign before the column. So this is indication that this is the calculated column. Okay. So this is the sign of calculated column. Let's say I want to generate a calculated table. So how can I do that? So you need to click on modeling and click on new table. So here you will get a space to writing your DAX function to generate a new table. So here I am generating a table which contains the payment method name and the total amount we get from the using that payment method. So here I am writing a name of a table is test table, then equal to. Then you need to use a DAX function called summarize. So summarize DAX function is used to create a table based on some group by value. So summarize, then by using which table you want to do. So I am selecting my table name, that is mobile phone table. Then which column you want to summarize. So I want to summarize the column called payment method. Now payment method you want to group it by or summarize it by what? So by whatever amount you get. So you need to give a name of the column. Let's say total sale we are displaying. So total income, we can say not sale but income. Then you need to write a DAX function which will generate a total. So here I will use some DAX function. And here it will give me the total of purchase price and complete the bracket. So here one new table will be generated. The name of the table will be test table and it will contain two columns. The first column is a payment method and the second column name is total income, which contains the sum of that based on whatever payment method. Then execute it. So here you can see that test table is generated. So if the table is generated using a DAX functions, so here this is the symbol of that. So if you expand it, there will you can see that there are two columns are there. First column name is payment method and the second column name is total income. And if you want to see the data, the summarized table is generated based on existing table. The name of the table is mobile phone. So I hope you get an idea about what is measure, what is calculated column and what is calculated table. So this video is about DAX function introduction. I hope you get an idea what is DAX function. Thank you for choosing KnowHow Academy as a source of your IT knowledge. We are always here to help you to navigate through the tech world. If you have any question, do not feel hesitate to reach out us. Stay curious, keep learning.